Okay, so we completed both of the quests, so let's go back to the sink. Okay, so we want to talk to the seed dispenser.
You got some plans for me, don't you? Yeah, I can smell it all over you.
Lewd. I like to process some plants.
I love it when you talk like...
Convert plant matter into saline cream. Process seed into planter? To nothing. Wait. Who am I supposed to give the plants to? Return the samples to the sink. Guess I need to look at the local map. Oh, it's definitely with this boy. So apparently... Oh, yeah. I have the jukebox upgrade too. Jukebox boy. Please? There we go. Found a subway file for you. Opera singer. There we go. And I guess we have to give all of our seeds to the seed boy.
You got some plans for me.
I'll command you to open your port and receive my seed.
Ah, yeah, baby. Just slip it in there. All the way down in that dark, moist earth.
Oh my god.
Launching interface.
I don't know what we want, though, to complete the quest.
You got some plans for me,
Okay, alright, I guess, I don't know. Process seeds into planter? Banana yucca, dried barrel cactus, dried honey mesquite, dried maize. Oh, that completed the quest, there we go. Quest completed, field research.
Baby, don't believe a word that sink says. She's all lies.
Lewd, yeah, this seed boy is like way too lewd. Alright, so we did the quest. And I guess that was it. So now we want to use the sink's auto dock, so...
You require some additional services?
Like to engage your services. Install implants. Swap body parts, I think that's it. Place your heart back into your chest. Let's go. You have lost the heartless perk. That's fine. Your heart is back into your body, but some advanced technologies remain. You are less resistant to poison. And robots are only somewhat confused by you. But on the bright side, healing items are twice as effective. That's nice. Oh no, I forgot to do my daily Duolingo today. The streak is broken. I think you can buy, with the lingots you gain on Duolingo, you can buy like streak preservers. Yeah, I always do my studying before streaming.
You require some additional services?
Already did some Russian and French studying today. So we want to get our spine back. Reattach your spine. That's totally cheating. Yeah, but it doesn't really matter though, having a streak or Duolingo. Also, I'm broke. No, I don't mean you pay for it though. You gain the lingots from doing things in the Duolingo. I don't remember exactly how, but I do have a lot of lingots just from doing lessons, I guess. But I don't know. I haven't missed the day so far though, so. Your spine is back in your body, but some advanced technologies remain. Your torso can now be crippled again, but your strength and damage threshold bonuses have doubled. That's nice. Okay, so I guess now we just need to confront Dr. Klein. Okay. To the think tank we go. So before I go there... Dr. Klein, oh wait, make sure you're prepared to finish this once and for all. I think I'm ready, yeah? Items. Mentats. This decreases charisma, perception, and intelligence. I'm gonna eat one just to... I don't know, if we have to do anything for the quest. Here we go. Talk to Dr. Klein.
Lobotomite returns. Our lobotomite. Has Dr. Mobius been denominated into scrap metal and voice module parts, as we hoped.
I found my brain. Now you and I are gonna settle things. I think you'll pass due for your lobotomy. You may have noticed the classification field is down. Guess what happens now? I found my brain.
I recommend watching your tone with me, lobotomite. Now,
You should be the one watching your
brain,
tone.
Hand it over, or we'll extract it again.
I'm not handing my brain over. There's some things we should discuss.
And what could we possibly have to speak about? You have the brain, we have the technology. All you must do is surrender. With it, we can finally leave this place. I cannot tell you how boring this place gets, chopping up the landscape and everything in it. And we have so many questions to ask your brain first. About this Mojave place. A fertile testing ground for our experiments.
Lie. You think I am the lobotomite? No. My skull houses the brain of Mobius. What? What was it I talked it over? Reached an understanding. Maybe you should confer with your colleagues first. I can't let you dissect the Mojave. Think you're past due your lobotomy. Mobius and I talked it over. Reached an understanding.
You are lying. No, you are not. Your heartbeat, perspiration, all excessively confident and sure of yourself. Why would you reason with that maniac? He'll destroy us all.
Maybe you should confirm with your colleagues first.
Nonsense. Confer, colleagues. Those are two words I do not recognize.
Dr. Klein, I must intersect. Please, do not harm the lobotomite.
I'm not going to harm it. I'm going to dissect it until it's dead. Why the sudden intersection, Dalla?
I cannot stand a sweet breathing organism, breathing in and out to suddenly not breathe. We must keep it alive. For study. Slow study.
Dalla, these vocalized pauses are unlike you. What do you care?
Klein, are you sure we've calculated all the combat probabilities here? I mean, the lobotomite confronted Mobius. Plus, you know, we haven't had a COMBAT drill in forever. I don't think we could form a tactical attack triangle if we wanted to.
Releasing the WOMBAT was not my plan, O, so get off my voice box.
Silencing opinionators.
Why are you acting like this? You've never refused to commit necessary surgery before. And this lobotomite needs its surgery. A noble speech, but there is no room in my vocabulators for friend and lobotomite in the same sentence. The very concept, revolting. Perhaps you are irradiated with camaraderie radiation. We have chems.
Camaraderie
We can
radiation.
save you from
Goddamn
your emotional
communists.
addiction.
If I may, I feel as if I must be the voice of reason here. This lobotomite is much like us. Regarding even animals and pets is nothing more than avenues to promote science. There is good here. Instead of ending its life on the table, we should prolong its suffering in the name of science. Like good old Gabe, the finest of lab specimens.
Why am I even listening to you fools? Enough of this mutinous chorus. If there's a word I hate, it's mutiny. And the word jism, which never made any sense to me. It's ridiculous putting j and z together like that. Nonsense. I count as 5. Like the mighty human hand I once had, with its 5 penises clenched in a fist.
Oh my god. Sounds to me like your math is wrong and the odds aren't good.
Nonsense! The mathematics of this situation are on our side, lobotomite. I believe... No, wait. Carry the 2, then... If this were a democracy, I would be concerned.
Mighty
We
hand
are
with
too
5 penises
scientific
attached
for
to the
that.
wrist.
So just surrender.
Not to the wrist, the fist. Star Democracy's research facility, and over half your colleagues dispute your findings.
You dare use logic against me?
I do. Here's the deal. I'm not going to surrender. You are.
That's no deal at all. There's a whole world beyond the crater, filled with ideas and possibilities. We could have escaped, seen it all for ourselves, tested it, prodded at it, made it squirm.
You can still do that here quietly for me. I can bring the Mojave this world to you. You be safe. You still be able to experiment. I guess.
For you? And for science? I have a strange sensation that I would like that. How odd. Very well, partner. The think tank is at your service as long as you do not destroy us.
That was easy. Leave the think tank. Okay. I don't know where? The sink?
As it had been in
Oh,
the years before the
we finished
Great
it.
War, Big Mountain, the Big Empty, became home to one of the brightest minds of the 23rd century. The courier watched over the Big Empty for years to come, caring for it and keeping its discoveries safe until they were needed to help others. Which had always been Big Mountain's purpose. Past the laboratories and science, it had always been intended as a place to build the future of all mankind.
The courier had scoured much of the Big Empty, although secrets still remained in the crater's depths. Perhaps that was for the best, however. Curiosity, while sometimes rewarded for its efforts, often proves to be equally dangerous.
Dr. Mobius continued his research undisturbed in the Forbidden Zone. As much as he had attempted to create better scorpions, he tried the same with humanity, with considerably
Better
less
humans.
success. These failures didn't bother him over much. Once the rush of mentats wore off, he forgot he had failed in any event. After all, the bright young mind who had come to visit him in the Forbidden Zone had already exceeded his expectations.
The sink atop the dome bustled with the voices of a small town, constantly chirping, arguing, and snarling at each other. Still, this all happened productively in the interests of its new owner. The Sync Central Intelligence Unit discovered, despite its inversion code, it was comforted by the sense of community the other personalities gave it.
The Biological Research Station, obsessed with scientific sight, requested a transfer to the X-22 Botanical Garden, so that it might, in its own words, sensually fertilize the garden's smooth contours.
Lewd.
The garden sent back a polite refusal, saying it had prior commitments with a vault it had helped infect before the war.
The book chute continued to devour all seditious materials until it nearly choked on a paperclip. It adamantly maintained it was a Chinese paperclip, and the whole thing had been an elaborately orchestrated assassination attempt. Whatever the reason, it slowed down for a while, carefully appraising each document and clipboard that came to it.
The light switches continued to bicker and flicker.
This persisted until the day someone dropped a flashlight in the sink, and the two of them united in their hatred of the showboat.
The sink continued to ruthlessly scrub any particulate matter that came near it. Eventually, it gained access to the magneto-hydraulics plant and nearly flooded all the Big Empty in an attempt to scrub the crater clean.
The toaster continued its psychotic spree,
reducing all appliances in range to scrap electronics and spare parts. After one of its more psychotic episodes, however, the other Sync personalities decided enough was enough and dumped the toaster in a bathtub.
Aww, poor
Sparking
toaster boy.
and hissing, the toaster swore its enemies would rue the day when they had bread and no way to toast it.
Muggy did his best to collect coffee cups, although in his quest, he accidentally trapped himself in Higgs Village. It might have been the end for poor Muggy. Except, he found it peaceful there, tidying up the kitchens of the think tank professors back when they had been flesh and bone. Well, except for Dr. O, who was an asshole for having created Muggy in the first place. Muggy left O's house deliberately dirty, punishing the dishes and cups that lived there in blind revenge for serving Dr. O.
Blind old Jefferson, with sounds the courier brought him, created a symphonic counter-frequency that saved Big Mountain from sonic invasion in 2910. If you didn't hear about it, good. It was rumored by the other personalities that he had a brief fling with the light switches. Although he forgot their names much too often and was soon left in the dark as punishment.
Poor boy.
Doc, always gentle and methodical, kept sewing up the courier in all the right places when the skin split open from repeated wear and tear. The Autodoc was just glad to have purpose again. It heard its simpler brothers and sisters who got shipped to the Sierra Madre were bored out of their skulls in that toxic dead city. In time, the Autodoc found a way to deactivate the Y-17 trauma harnesses, releasing the corpses they had held prisoner for almost 200 years.
As the courier ran through the X8 facility multiple times, the computers analyzed the test subject's movements. Rather than performing a superficial observation, they realized the subject barely knew what communism was, or even what a high school was. This confused them for a time, until the facility finally realized that its research had succeeded. So it let its cyber dogs out into the wastes to help protect small communities from physical aggression rather than communist propaganda.
The infiltration program in X-13 felt spent, having repeatedly upgraded the stealth suit until it could upgrade it no more. It felt warm, fulfilled, and a bit sluggish. It realized not long after, the stealth suit had left it, without so much as a note on the nightstand. So the infiltration program sent out robo-brains into the wastes, looking for its wayward technology. It eventually found Repcon HQ, and set up a new research center, testing and murdering fiends who kept breaking into the facility.
The courier, organs intact, continued onwards, a little less heavy of step, but with all the organs in the right places, as they should be. After all, brains can develop a life of their own when left to their own thoughts, and the courier's brain was more clever than most.
Dr. Klein and the think tank remained alive, unaware of the world outside. They looped through their daily routine, none the wiser about the world beyond, although perhaps wiser was the wrong word. The world outside belonged to the courier, and if anyone would shape it,
the courier had already called dibs.
Had already called dibs.
There is an expression in the wasteland, old world blues. It refers to those so obsessed with the past they can't see the present, much less the future, for what it is.
They stare into the what was, eyes like pilot lights, guttering and spent, as the realities of their world continue on around them.
Science is a long, steady progression into the future. What may seem a sudden event often isn't felt for years, even centuries, to come.
In the times following the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, however, Old World blues took on a new meaning.
Where once it was viewed as a form of sadness, nostalgia, it became an expression describing the potential for
Rest
the
in
future.
peace, Toasty.
It
I was
can
still
be
sad about
easy to see
Toasty dying.
science as evil, technology unchecked as the source of all ills, all misfortunes.
Isn't that money
With
and
the
my
courier
all-time
at the
favorite
helm,
DLCs?
Science became a beacon for the future.
This one was a lot
There
of
was
fun.
old
I did
world
like it.
blues, and new world hope.
But I will
And
say,
hope ruled the day at Big Mountain.
We could say more, but the stories in the Big Empty speak for themselves.
just wait for this to end.
Now armed with the transportal ponder, the courier could return to the dome at any
Okay,
time
so we can
and
come
crack
back.
open the secrets
Nice.
of the Big Empty one by one. The sink sat vigilant, waiting for its master to return, shoes covered in Mojave dust. Only one road yet remained, and it was one the courier had to walk alone.
There we go. You have lost a brainless perk. You have gained big brained perk. That's good. Your brain is back in your body, but some of the advanced technology still remain. Your head cannot be crippled. Wow. But you are only 10% more resistant to addiction now. Surprisingly, your damage threshold has improved by 10%. You've acquired Big Mountain Transportal Pounder. It's capable of transporting you and you alone between Mojave Wasteland and Big Mountain. To return to the Mojave, simply equip the Transportal Pounder. And as you would any weapon, pull the trigger and away you go. Note that it won't work in interiors or in combat situations. It's totally incapable of harming your enemies. Okay. Oh, we leveled up too. I should increase medicine. Get some better healing. It's important. Old World Gourmet. Thanks to Unclean Livings, you've learned the secret of lounge lizards. Addiction resistance, health bonus from snack food, scotch, vodka, and wine now give you health in addition to the normal effects. But yeah, what I was gonna say, I did enjoy this DLC very much. It was very fun exploring. I had more fun exploring this DLC than I had exploring the Honest Hearts DLC. And the story was very interesting too, and I did like the NPCs. But I will say, the conclusion to the Honest Hearts DLC felt more fulfilling than the conclusion to this one. Because the conclusion to this one was kind of like, well, nothing really changed. Except we got everybody back into the sink, I guess. But it's kind of like, it's a very mild ending, I guess. So I feel the ending to Old World Blues isn't as satisfying as the ending to Honest Hearts. I still haven't done Dead Money or the Sierra Madre DLCs yet. So we're still gonna see what happens in those. But I've done the Honest Hearts and the Old World Blues, and I would say Old World Blues was more fun than Honest Hearts. The exploration, definitely, we had a lot more things going on. We had a lot more like challenging enemies, quests to do. The Honest Hearts was kind of like more focused on the main story. But I will say the main story, while the story itself was not better, because the story here was very interesting, but the conclusion to the story, what I felt was a lot better though. Just the conclusion to it. I feel like the conclusion to Old World Blues was kind of like, I guess? If concentrated fire accuracy to hit any body parts in VATS increased slightly, which subsequent hit on that body part. That seems good. Spray and pray. Do less damage to companions there. Whistling taught some hard lessons. Experience which level gained. Nuke chemist. Them's good eating. And living creature you kill has 50% chance to have the potent healing items thin red paste and blood sausage when looted. Seems okay. I don't know at this point though. Rad resistance. Additional 25% radiation resistance. I guess I'll just take that. Or I might just like increase all my attributes. Addiction resistance. Comprehension. Entomologist. 50% damage every time you attack a mutated insect. Red road giant mantis and red scorpion. Doesn't all that difficult though. I think I'm just gonna take a special attribute, to be honest. Agility affects guns and sneak skills. I do use guns most of the time. Strength. Carry more stuff. Well, I'm just gonna get strength, to be honest. So as to be able to carry more stuff. Loud boy. Oh, wow, the toast is still alive though.
With the brains dealt with, soon we can spread our rule across the Mojave. All will eat burned toast in despair.
Still alive, he didn't die. There we go. It's a good ending then. Oh my god, this dude won't shut up. Well, we're done. I feel this DLC was more imagery in comparison to real life, and ultimately drawing likeness to the natural want of people to imagine and create with the ending. I definitely liked the imagery and the setting for this DLC, and it was very interesting. I loved the concept of the story. Everything we explored was very interesting. The communist prisoners camps, the research facilities. I enjoyed it a lot. It was a lot of fun. It was definitely like way more interesting to explore than Honest Hearts. Honest Hearts honestly felt like most of the place was kind of empty. It was mostly just focused on the main story. I think the only thing that I kind of like, I don't know, felt kind of okay was kind of like the ending. I mean, it's not like the ending was bad. It was just kind of like, well, that's it. You got it. And you're out. But nothing big really happened. If you compare with the Honest Hearts DLC, a lot of big things happened at the ending, like what happened to Joshua Graham, what happened to Danya, what happened to the tribes, what happened to the other tribes. It was just like very interesting to see how those things tied up together at the end. It was very interesting. In this case, things didn't really tie up at the end. It was mostly just, you did it and you left. And that was it. Which is fine. It's not bad. It's still very fun though, and like I said, the scenery, the places, the exploration was a lot more interesting than the Honest Hearts. I think Honest Hearts had a better ending, but this one was definitely a more interesting DLC. A lot more things to do, a lot of interesting characters here at the sink. Very funny story, very funny dialogue with a lot of the characters too. And just the exploration of the wasteland, of the crater, the big mountain, the big empty, was very fun. Very challenging too. A lot of Night Stalkers, which I absolutely hate. They're way too strong. Actually, did I save? I did save, right? Just gonna save it again. But we're done for today. A bit earlier today, like half an hour earlier than usual. But we're done with the DLC, so it's a good time to wrap it up. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you had a good time. I had a great time, and it's always fun to spend time with all of you. So thank you very much for hanging out. I hope you have enjoyed it too. And I hope to see you again next time. I'm not sure. I might stream tomorrow or on Sunday. I'm not sure. If I do stream though, it's just gonna be something small. I'm just gonna play like a roguelike for a little bit. I'm not gonna stream for too long. We'll see how it goes. Because Dick... he's in training right now. He's actually finishing military training with the US Army. But what happened was they revoked the weekend pass for all of the people in the barracks where he is right now. So he might not be here for tomorrow or for Sunday. So if that's the case, I won't have much to do the whole day. Because I usually don't stream on Saturday and on Sunday. Because I usually just spend time with him or my in real life friends. But if my in real life friends are not going to do anything tomorrow, then I don't have anybody to spend time with. So I'm just going to stream a bit. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see what happens. But in any case, I'll come back for more Fallout on Monday. We're going to start the Dead Money DLC. After that, we're going to finish the main quest, which we still haven't finished. And then after that, we will do the Sierra Madre DLC. I think that's how it goes, right? At least that's how I was recommended to do the whole thing. So we're gonna come back with more Fallouts on Monday. Maybe I'll do some Gungeon stream tomorrow. Maybe some Darkest Dungeon. Maybe some Isaac. We'll see what happens. But anyways, thank you everybody for watching. Someone fucked up in his barracks. Yes, that is what happened actually. But I think it was kind of like... it was kind of like something stupid, and it's kind of weird that they decided to punish everybody. Like, I don't even know exactly what it was, but it was like something stupid. I don't even know. Well, it sucks that he lost his weekend pass, but at least he's almost done with training. That's like his final week in training, so just gotta endure one more week and he's out of there, and then it's fine. Because once you're out of training, the army's not that bad. It's just regular job. You just work from, I think, 9 to 5, something like that, and you're treated like a regular person, not like an animal anymore. So at least Trump hasn't sent him to the border. Actually, he was not sent to the border, but the people on his, because he's like, his contract is with artillery, right? So they usually get sent to South Korea, actually, to the border in South Korea, between South Korea and North Korea. Even though the prospects of war happening there are very low, because they, you know, Japan, China, and the Koreas have kind of worked together their peace. So that's probably never gonna happen. But they do still, the US still sends like military support, artillery, to the border between the Koreas for now. And a lot of people also get sent to the Middle East. But he was lucky, he actually got sent to the same barracks he's in. Not the same barracks, the same fort he's in, just in a different barracks. So it's nice that he's gonna stay in the US instead of going outside. Because if he went to South Korea, he would have to travel back to the US for December, because we're gonna spend Christmas together and with his family. And he would have to travel back, and that would cost like $2,000 almost of air tickets to go from Korea to the US. So it's nice that he got sent to the US itself, because it makes things a lot cheaper for us. So that's very nice. But I think he's in rotation to go to Korea though, so in like 6 months, something like that, he's gonna go sent to Korea, and then he's gonna spend like a couple of months there. But people say it's fun though in Korea. They say the fort where they spend is mostly like a party place, because they're not really at war, so they mostly don't have anything to do, so they just party all the time apparently. So that sounds pretty good. And I might also go to Korea to visit for a little bit, but it will depend how my college is going, I guess, how my classes are going, but still. But yeah, it sucks that he won't have the weekend pass, but at least it's the final week in training. And anyways, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if at least Trump decides to send bloody artillery to the Mexican border. That would be, I think, an international issue, though. If he actually sent, like, missile vehicles to the Mexican border, that's kind of like declaring war on Mexico. So that would become, like, a huge international issue. So I don't think that would happen. They mostly just send missiles to like Middle East because the rest of the world doesn't really care about the Middle East. It's like the rest of the world just lets Russian and the US do whatever the fuck they want on the Middle East, which is kind of ridiculous, but oh well. And to South Korea, because they're like the threat of having a war with North Korea was always there, so they have like a military contract to South Korea. They send some military there, but at this point, like I said, a war between the Koreas is not gonna happen. So you declare war with them on Twitter. Probably, yeah. That sounds like Trump. But yeah. And anyways, I hope everybody has a great night. It was great having you here. It was great spending time with you again. I hope you have enjoyed the stream. Hope you have enjoyed the DLC as much as I did. And I hope to see you again next time. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye. Just in time for the song to end. Bye-bye. Good night.